Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Alright, so this was a little screenshot of the floor plan because I ended up building this while I was talking with friends and I kind of forgot to record it. But this is the home for the Bergman family that I created last week. I did their cast before Growing Together came out. And then I built this after Growing Together came out. So if you want to go watch that video, I will link it up in the cards. But right now we're working on the kitchen. And my idea for this house was that the kitchen was a modern addition renovation. So you can kind of see like where the fridge is. That would have been where the kitchen ended before. But whoever owned the house before them decided to like build it out, and so it looks a lot more modern than the rest of the house. The kitchen came together really fairly simple for me. I didn't struggle with it at all, unlike some other parts of the house. So we have kind of the counters just against that one wall because I built basically this entire house and the backstory of this house with those windows in mind because I love them. Now, if you watched the cast of the video, you know that the couple is very much have different styles. So I tried to kind of marry in their styles. So like you have the like black and white that Genesis would much more be into, but you have like the softer yellow and kind of green that Kaylee would be more in line with. And it looks weird only having those two bar stools at the island, but I wanted the room to be more functional, and more functional meant more room to walk around in than more seats. So if I had put a bar stool right there, the Sims wouldn't have been able to walk in that corner. So there would have only been one way to the breakfast nook and one way out. And I really didn't want that. So I went ahead and like did the windows. I just skipped over doing all the windows except for this one because I was like kind of struggling with like what do I put on that wall? It needs something. And I thought about being like, oh, the previous owners saved one of the stained glass windows and put it there, but it didn't really fit in with the room. It looked nice, but I felt like it just was unbalanced. So I ended up just putting paintings there. The living room is one of those rooms that gave me hassle. I really wanted to put a fireplace in it, but I didn't really build that into the plan. So here I am adding a chimney on the outside of the roof. But because we didn't get any love seats with Growing Together, I found it really hard to kind of like furnish it because putting in two love seats would have been a lot easier than like one full-size couch. I finally figured out a layout that would work. It just meant that the TV and the fireplace were not in the same spot, so they weren't both like equally focal areas. I end up switching the TV and the chair very shortly, yeah. So they're kind of in the same area, but like not really. And my idea for this is that a lot of their furniture was either hand-me-downs or thrifted, like thrift flips. So like maybe they reupholstered the chairs to match the couch, restained the coffee table to match the chairs, kind of like that, and have some like cohesion without being like, oh, it's all brand new stuff that they bought from IKEA. Now there's definitely areas that it's like, oh, that's new, or that doesn't really go with the rest of the house, like the mirrored side table that the TV's sitting on. It doesn't really necessarily go, but I feel like when you think about it in the sense of they kind of thrifted everything. I think it really kind of fits in, and it kind of has the same like tones of the wood. This bookshelf, I end up liking where I put it, but and I do change the color so it fits in a lot better, because that dark color, it was just way too heavy in this room with so many wood tones already. I wanted to put a hanging plant, couldn't find a spot that made sense, so I ended up just putting like a little potted plant on the fireplace and a picture. And I really liked how the living room came out. The dining room came together a lot easier, in my opinion. You'll see that I used the same chairs as in the breakfast nook, just in a different swatch. But I really like how it comes out. This room ends up being a lot darker than even the living room. You have a lot of richer wood tones. I do this like hallway side table as an entryway, and you notice there's not a door into that bathroom. That gets fixed shortly. And I just kind of decorated it, and I really like it. I was trying to add more green because it was really dark and heavy, so I tried to add more plants, but I just kind of, stuff felt too big because this isn't a big house. I mean, it is a big house. It is I'm gonna say 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom. There is a nursery off the primary, and here I'm fixing that bathroom door issue. But there's not a 3rd bedroom that you could access through a hallway. You can only access it going through a bedroom. So you see, I went ahead and did the bathrooms off camera, and I cut out where I did the nursery because you'll see in a minute, I was not having it this day. I was struggling so hard. Like, I exited the game. I came back a few days later and basically demolished the nursery. The only thing I kept was the wallpaper. Like, I deleted everything, and then I didn't even work on it right away. That room, I was so frustrated with it because I really wanted to use that like teal bed, but I couldn't make it work. But in the primary bedroom, I thought this was maybe an area where Kaylee would be okay with a little bit more like cooler, darker tones because it's the bedroom, you want to relax. And she kind of got her pink bathroom. I do the leaf wallpaper and I change the walls to beige, pinky beige. And instead of doing 2 side tables, I end up keeping one of these side tables and then swapping the other for a floor lamp, because I tried doing like 2 mismatchy side tables, but it didn't look right for what I wanted. This room's fairly bare. It has a few decorations, but I didn't go over the top with clutter and decor. So it has the side table, the lamps. I really like this piece, but they're all pushed together, which means you basically have to have a 2x2 square to fit it well. So I kind of just made my own little plant cluster corner, and I think I really liked how it came out, and it gave a much more eclectic, thrifted vases and pots vibe to me. And then I put in some pride because, again, if you haven't watched the Bergman Family cast video, you'll see that I have a woman and someone who's non-binary but female presenting. So I put in some pride in their bedroom because they're young adults. It fits. So this is what I'm talking about. You see that like blue bed that I had in there first? I really like that color, but there's not a changing table color to match. And I was just getting so frustrated because I also had a hard time matching the wood for the feet of the bed. Because to me, a nursery, you tend to buy, especially for like important things like a crib or a toddler bed, you're probably buying things new, especially since it looks very much IKEA to me. So I gave up on the blue and I went ahead and did this green, which had a matching changing table, and the dresser, the one tile dresser from Tiny Living, had a matching wood color that kind of matched the wood of the feet. So I ended up liking that a lot more. I really actually like how the nursery came out now. And upstairs, I'm just kind of like finishing off the hallway area. It's a really small area, so I didn't put anything up there. And I didn't decorate this bedroom because, again, right now, the person who's going to be living in there is a child or a toddler. So they're going to be living downstairs off of the primary bedroom for now. And when it comes time that they move out of there, I will decorate this room based on the parents' budget. And that roofing, I had a hard time with. I had to move the roof back and bring the eave over so that I wouldn't paint the entire roof with that wainscoting. Moving outside, you'll see I haven't really done anything outside except windows and door. And right now it's yellow. It does not stay that way. And actually, like, the coloring of the house kind of gave me a little bit of trouble. But I feel like I was able to work through it a lot better this time. It just came together a lot easier than the nursery was trying to be difficult before. This is not necessarily a cheap house. It's around 58,000 simoleons, I think. So not crazy expensive, but definitely not move-in like starter home pricing, especially for the amount of bedrooms that you have. It's probably on the more expensive side, but I did not limit myself. I was going to try to, but I was like, I can't. I kind of want to build them like the best house for them. I'm still debating on whether they will move directly into this or if they'll have to save up for it. If you have thoughts, leave them down below. And you'll see, I thought like only having the siding on one side, it looked really weird. And then I tried to just do the siding on the front and on the side, and that looked weird. So I ended up pulling out the nursery and the living room to make it a little bit, have a little bump out and have a clear area that doesn't look super weird if I put siding next to it. I think it looks a lot better, and from the front it looks a lot more balanced. Like, I really like how the front of the house is coming together. And then I end up, instead of yellow, going with green. So I changed the fence outside and all the windows and the doors to be this green tone, which does mean it brings in a little bit of a darker feel, but I think it fits the house a little bit better because the green isn't the door, it's the framing. So I really like how it came out. And there's some things you'll see in this speed run that aren't correct, and I end up fixing them off camera. Like, I have the little fairy garden on the porch, just sitting in the middle of the porch. I end up moving that after I finished recording. But right now we're just working on the outside. I do put windows here. I was toying with it before, but I just couldn't make it work. but I really like the idea, and I felt like once I put up the columns and stuff, it really needed something right here to make it not feel like a really closed off corner of the patio. So I moved the fridge placement to be able to put the windows more centered on the wall. And you can think of those as like they were saved from the original kitchen demo and replaced on the house. And I'm just pulling things out of the catalog that I want to go into the more side yard. This house does only have one door, just the front door. I wanted to put a side door in, but I felt like if it wasn't in the back and it wasn't on the side, it would have to be where the stove is. And I feel like that didn't really make that much sense to me because like the front door is right there. So it does only have one door. And I'm just like pulled things out. I go ahead and put a chess table on the patio, a little nod to little Simsy. And this backyard, it gave me a little bit trouble, but it finally came together. Like I tried to put the little like terrain paint patio a lot farther up, but with the fence it didn't really make sense, so I ended up moving it back. I might go ahead and put stairs where I have that trash can sitting right along the patio fence, but I just thought about that, so it's not done in this video. But right now I'm landscaping. I'm mostly it's fully from the debug menu with show hidden objects, bb.show hidden objects, and then bb.show live edit objects. So that's what I'm doing my landscaping with, so it's free. I am using a lot of the growing together debug. I do use some other not growing together, and I think I might use some non-base game debug, but I found these rocks and I thought they were really nice. I tried to find more that would fit, but all of them ended up being way too big. I feel like if that rock wall one would be really good to make like a little natural fence and say like a cottage living build. I think that would be really cute. This hanging plant, the original hanging plants before we actually had hanging plants in the game, and then I use these stepping stones to make a pathway to the backyard. I tried to do it with terrain paint, but it didn't look great to me. I put the bicycle on the fence, which I thought was really cute, even though they only have a toddler. I was like, oh, maybe they already bought it for him for like his birthday or something, and he's like slowly learning how to ride it. Maybe it like still has training wheels on it, like pretend. But I would go ahead and like lay out the backyard, and I fixed the stairs for the foundation and the tile for the pathway. I don't know why that deleted, but I'm doing final touches with some terrain paint, putting dirt under all the plants, and yeah, this is the build. I think it looks really great. Let's jump into the game so I can show it to you. Okay, so we're in the game now, and this is the outside of the build. Here is the backyard, just a picnic table, a barbecue, swings, a kiddie pool, just kind of some fun areas. And back here on the porch, behind the hanging plant, is a chess table, and you come through the front door. I'm sorry, I've recorded this. This is my third time recording this. My audio. And you come into the dining room with a little entryway, and directly to your left is the bathroom with a toddler potty. And then continuing around, there's a dollhouse for the kid, for the toddler that I made this house for. And you come into the kitchen, which I think turned out really nice. I really like it. I kind of like the green and how the green's carried over, but with the black and white, it doesn't feel like too much. So you come back through here and you come into the living room, which I still did not fix fully correctly. Go me. This is off-centered. So you come into the living room and you have the TV, a bookshelf, the fireplace, the couch, and the chairs. If you have a keen eye, you'll notice this is not how it looked in the speed build. That's because when I pulled the room out to make it bigger, to make the paint, the exterior paint, make more sense, I forgot to come in and fix it. So I fixed it. But you'll need to fix it if you download it from the gallery, because I've already uploaded it. Here's the primary bedroom. I kind of like the table on one side, just a floor lamp on the other, and their plant corner. You come into the nursery, which right now is set up for a toddler, but you can make that toddler bed into a crib. And that's what I plan on doing. Then you come over here and you have the primary bathroom with a shower tub combo and double vanities and a hanging plant. If you want to download this, you can find me on the gallery. I'm Rogue Fairy. Rogue 2_ Fairy. So ROGUE__ FAIRIE. Fairy with an IE. Here is the upstairs bathroom, just a really basic shower. And then you come into the upstairs room, which I plan on converting into a kids room, possibly into a double, like 2 kids, or split it into 2 different rooms, which will take some finagling because it's a really odd shape. But that's the house. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll have a wonderful day. Don't forget to feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I will see y'all all next time. Bye.